Responses to Copyright Infringement, A Gift of Fire, Chapter 4.2, Sarah Baase, presented by Natalie McCarthy. Defense and aggressive responses from the content industries. The entertainment industry has been trying to fight copyright infringement since the 1980s when tape recording technology was released. But their efforts kicked into high gear when file sharing and copying exploded in 1999, mainly starting with Napster. Copyright infringement is defined as the unauthorized use of works under copyright which infringes on the copyright holder's exclusive rights to distribute, perform, or display the work, or to make derivative works. The entertainment industry has been at the forefront of the battle of copyright infringement, employing technologies to detect and thwart copying, lawsuits, lobbying, and updated business models that provide digital content. Expiration dates, serial numbers, dongles, and diskettes try to protect software from being copied or used in an unauthorized manner. Law enforcement agencies have raided swap meets, warehouses, and other sites and prosecuted sellers of pirated software, which resulted in sentences of more than $5 million in restitution and 7 years in jail for some violators. Banning, suing, and taxing. With lawsuits and lobbying, the intellectual property industries have delayed, restricted, or prevented services, devices, and technologies, also software, that make copying easy and make infringement likely. Digital video recorders, DVDs, MP3 players have all been delayed in production and distribution due to lawsuits filed by television, movie, and music companies based on their worries that their material would be easily copied or altered. This has inadvertently restricted legal copying for personal use and other fair uses. The author gives perspective and states that we can rarely predict all of the creative and innovative legal and illegal uses of technology. Bans, delays, and expensive restrictions often cost all of society the unforeseen benefits of these new technologies. Software and entertainment companies have targeted ISPs, internet service providers, threatening legal action against subscribers that trade unauthorized files via peer-to-peer software, pressuring them to cancel accounts of alleged offenders. Legal action was taken against thousands of people for sharing or downloading unauthorized files. The record industry finally realized that lawsuits were only angering consumers and were also not very effective as they dramatically cut back on lawsuits. Instead, the industry made agreements under which ISPs warn consumers or customers who transfer music or movies illegally and may close the accounts of these customers who ignore the warnings. As an alternative to banning devices that increase the likelihood of copyright infringement, taxing digital media and equipment to pay copyright holders for losses expected from unauthorized copying has become normal practice in the European Union. Digital rights management. DRM technologies are a collection of techniques that control access to and uses of intellectual property in digital formats. These include hardware and software schemes using encryption and other tools. DRMs, which are embedded in content, can prevent saving, copying, and distributing. But they're not perfect. They can prohibit fair uses and cause compatibility issues, say with Linux users. The Digital Millennium Copyright Act, Anti-Circumvention. Anti-circumvention provisions of the DCMA prohibit making, distributing, or using tools to circumvent DRM systems used by copyright holders. Violators are slapped with heavy penalties and fines. Ideally, the purpose of the DCMA would reduce piracy and other illegal activities, but it inadvertently criminalizes actions that do not infringe on copyrights. For example, reverse engineering to create new technologies, and the most common one was jailbreaking of iPhones, when AT&T and Apple were contracted for exclusivity for use of the iPhone with AT&T, many people learned how to jailbreak their iPhone, and that was actually determined that that was no longer a criminal act and you can legally jailbreak your iPhone. DCMA created a chilling effect on the publication of research of digital watermarking schemes, and a court later ruled that anti-circumvention provisions of the DCMA violated the First Amendment in regards to the scientific and research community, therefore basically stating that in the pursuit of science and research, publishing findings or publishing information about these technologies cannot be pursued with legal action. For fair use purposes, research for security vulnerabilities and altering of phones to use for apps or service providers, text-to-speech software, which is useful for visually impaired users, have all been labeled an exception. Safe Harbor. The safe harbor provisions of the DCMA protect websites from lawsuits and criminal charges for copyright infringement when users post infringing material. Website operators must make a good faith attempt to keep infringing materials off of their websites. Infringing materials must be removed so when the copyright holders ask the site to do so. For example, with YouTube, many people have gone onto YouTube, I'm sure we all have, to maybe watch a movie clip or a video clip, maybe, a music video, something like that. And sometimes, if, say, that video was uploaded without permission of the copyright holder, that entertainment company or that music company, record company, would contact YouTube and they would have to remove the content in, a good faith attempt to keep the infringing materials off of their website. And, this image below that I've included here is usually what you'll find if the video has been removed. These takedown requests are solely the responsibility of the copyright owner. So many times the material reappears faster than the owners can find it and ask for it to be taken down. This creates a large financial cost and a big responsibility for these companies to try to, ensure that their copyrighted material is being used responsibly. The record industry has initially felt threatened by the new distribution technologies such as peer-to-peer file sharing, podcasts, and streaming content. It took some time, but the entertainment industry slowly realized that their potential customers were forcing their hand into new business models. Cloud storage is currently considered a safe harbor, but if copyrighted material is copied onto cloud storage, how can the copyright owner request a takedown or ensure that their material is not stored in the cloud? But at the same time, if cloud services filter or search for infringing content, how will fair use and privacy for the user hold up? And two of the most famous cyber locker examples are actually the Pirate Bay, which is still up, but it currently has varied availability. As you can see below, I've included a little screenshot from a status. This was taken last year. It's currently up now, but another one is actually Mega Upload, which was shut down in 2012, and the founder and employees were arrested. So cyberlockers pretty much are large file storage services on the web where hundreds of thousands of file transfers occur daily on large scale and cause copyright infringement and to be made very easily.